Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Marie. If this is your first time here, sit back, relax, stay a while, click the thumbs up button and subscribe. Today I'm here to do a green beauty sort of AM skincare routine / get ready with me / product review. Before we get started, I want to point out that I have no makeup on. I just got out of the shower and let's look at my skin. I have really dry skin. I hardly ever have acne, but I do have what's called melasma on my skin. Melasma can be related to hormones, it can be hereditary, and it also relates to where you live. I've been dealing with it off and on for about 10 years. And I just at one point had to have a come to Jesus moment and get over it and just say, this is the skin that I've got and let's move on. To get rid of it, it's very hard. You really can only lighten it, and to lighten it you have to use, for the most part, some pretty toxic chemicals and stay out of the sun. Both things I've just never been willing to do, so I just live with it. So why I bring it up is because foundation has always been a big thing to me, because I try to not cover it, because that's really impossible unless I was to use like a almost movie grade foundation, but just to sort of lessen it and just blend it a little bit, and then just to make myself feel better. So whatever, right? All right, let's get started with my day. It started at 5:30 a.m. when my son was up and ready to go. He had already been up for an hour at that point with my husband. So then I took over at 5:30 and the sun comes up at 6, so by 6:15 we were outside playing. So I don't wash my face in the morning. I just threw on some of this Kari Gran 365 sunscreen. So because by 7 o'clock the sun here is pretty strong, and I always like to have a sunscreen on. So this is really moisturizing. It provides a 28 SPF, so it feels great for me right off the bat. So it's actually a Sunday morning when I'm filming this, so I got to go to CrossFit because my husband was able to watch the kids. So when I got home, I washed my face with this Tatcha Polished Classic Rice Enzyme Powder. Before we move any further, I was going to point out that this is a subscription box item. This is also a subscription box item. This stuff is really fancy. I don't use it very often because I don't wash my face in the morning, and at night I want more of a cleansing balm or cleansing oil to put moisture back in my skin. But I do use it in the morning when I work out because it gives you that really kind of squeaky clean, delightful feeling. After I get out of the shower with that face wash, I tone with my Herbivore After Sun Aloe Skin Soothing Aloe Mist. It's for after sun, but I love it as a toner because the first ingredient is aloe, so it's really hydrating. Then I use my Holy Grail Garden of Wisdom Blue Mallow Hyaluronic Acid Serum. This was a subscription box item. This is also a subscription box item. This is from the subscription box Boxwalla. The curator, Lavanya, she's amazing. She just knows her stuff. So this is actually a water serum. So I use 1 pump of this. Then I'm gonna add in another subscription box item, this Laurel Facial Serum Sun Damage Repair. I love this stuff. It also has some protective qualities from the sun. I use 4 drops. So then actually you can mix these together and create an emulsion of the oil and the serum, the water serum. It goes on orange, but that color fades. It just brings so much moisture and life and happiness to my skin. It's amazing. I love it. I love it so much. I will never be without that Garden of Wisdom serum. Okay, so my skin is feeling pretty good. It feels great, but my last thing that I'm going to add on is this Clarity Face Serum by Good Medicine. It's a cream, and I just got this in my Good Being box, and already it's a holy grail. Never gonna be without that either. It is the best face cream I've ever used. It adds, I just ordered their starter kit, so look for more of them on my channel. But I mean, this stuff is thebomb.com. Now, depending on what I have to do the rest of the day, I might just stick with this. But since we're probably going to be playing outside more later on today, and because I'm going to be putting on some foundation, I am going to throw some of this Kari Gran sunscreen back on. You're thinking to yourself, this is a lot of product. Like, don't your pores get clogged? No, they don't. No, they don't. I have very, very dry skin. And I actually think that this Kari Gran sunscreen works as an amazing primer. Like, people use a beauty oil under their foundation, and I just use this on top of that Good Medicine lotion. It's a winning combo for me. Okay, now I've actually got to let this sit, so I'm going to pause this and tell you a few jokes. No. And what I'm going to do is kind of launch in while this sits and, you know, kind of absorbs into my skin. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my foundation. I have sought long and hard for this foundation. Foundation is what set me onto a spiral of green beauty. I'm not going to go into that either right now. I'm going to do, at some point, I'm going to do a video on why I named my channel what I did and how I got into green beauty. But I'm just not going to do it right now, because otherwise this video would be like 30 minutes long. So this Aloe Nourish foundation by 14E was created by Emma Fortini, and her last name's Fortini, which is how they got the name 14E. Her favorite thing, she's a makeup artist, and one of her main selling points on this foundation is that it contains no water. The first ingredient is aloe. So then it goes into having some titanium dioxide, some argan oil, jojoba oil, non-nano zinc oxide, because it does provide a SPF of 23. Random number, I know, right? Like, why not 24? Why not 25? No, 23. Then it also has kokum butter, gotu-kola, licorice. Both of those things are good for sun damage, so great in the foundation. Bamboo extract, mica, rosemary, sunflower lesson, and lavender oil. I tried samples of about 5 other foundations before settling on this one, and I thought long and hard before I purchased this, because I purchased it in full size with my own money. It runs $45 for this container. It's not cheap, friends. It's not cheap, but I really like the way it sits on my skin. So because my #1 body issue is how I feel about my facial discoloration, it's the one area I'm willing to spend some money. So they call this a medium coverage foundation, and I would agree. Let's get started on it. My skin is feeling nice. So some of you might be horrified to know this, but I do use my fingers at first to apply it. So I'm going to put 2 pumps. So one of the problems I have is that my actual skin tone is my underbase is yellow to some degree, but my patches and the way that I tan are red-brown. So, you know, you add in the facial discoloration and then the fact that I have like 2 skin colors going on my face. It's like so fun. I just like to use my fingers. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's not sanitary. Well, friends, I'm a nurse, and I'll tell you the amount of things in our life that are not sanitary. You don't even want to know. If you've used a public toilet, be afraid. Okay. So then I'll come in with my brush. This is my RMS brush, and just smooth ever so slightly. So this is the only foundation. I love it because it's so thin, and yet it provides so much coverage, and it does not make these patches look ashy. That's my thing with mineral foundations. Everybody's like, oh, Bare Minerals, it covers so well. I'm like, no, it makes me look really weird. It makes the patches look really weird. So then you want to know another fun thing about having facial discoloration. It always looks like my foundation doesn't match my neck because I've got this brown patch that comes along down here. I know, thank you, Lord, for this discoloration. It's so fun. So I love the way this foundation feels and looks. It never cakes. I'm always impressed with it. I always think it looks good. If you look back in all of my videos, it's what I'm wearing. Which now that you've seen what my skin actually looks like, you can go back in my videos and be like, wow, your skin looks pretty good. So then what I do, because I've got, like I said, that sort of yellow / red brown going on, I add in this RMS Un-Coverup to kind of like cover over my dark patches, and then also to kind of brighten my skin a little bit. So this is the RMS Smile in Cheek, Lip and Cheek. This is my Silk Naturals brow. Wish that Lena Suin is the name of her channel. I think I'm pronouncing that wrong, but I always wish she could come over and teach me how to do my brows, because like if you watch her tutorials, Lena, if you're watching, I just am in love with how you do your brows. I want you to come teach me, and I'll make you fresh coconut milk. Okay, so depending on how quick I have to go outside, because that's immediately when the sweating begins, I'll use some of this Tarte Smooth Operator Amazonian Clay Finishing Powder. Subscription box. Just in my T-zone, like under my eyes, because the RMS, you know what, buddy, it creases. It's just the plain truth of the matter. With how much hydration I put on my skin and how it's like based in coconut oil, it creases. Then we use my favorite highlighter of all time, because it actually shows up really nicely on my skin because it's a red gold. If you have browner skin, this is the highlighter for us. And since I use my fingers, like I make a mess with all my stuff. All my stuff is coated with like brown foundation on it. Definitely not Instagrammable. Nothing compares to the, for me, that I've tried, to the Well People Wand, Well People Expressionist mascara. So you're like, wow, that's it? Yeah, that's it, friends. A little Honest, RMS Honest Lip Shine, just to moisturize. I'll probably follow up when we leave the house with the Modern Minerals Tatcha lip gloss. Got that in a subscription box. So, yeah, that's it. That's my get ready with me, my AM skincare, my makeup. Let's go. Yeah, so if you're interested in trying a natural foundation, I would highly recommend the 14E, and I would definitely recommend, if you look at the shade guide and you're like, I just don't know what my shade would be, contact the owner. She's so nice. I emailed her about a couple things and she got right back to me, even offered to send me a sample of another color to just try it out. And the nice thing about the samples is they're pretty good size, and the foundation goes a long way, so you can definitely get a feel of whether or not you like it. And yeah, that's it. Comment below if you are interested in any of these topics, or if you have any tips for me, because I just don't know very much about makeup, friends. This is me after me watching like months of YouTubes. This is where I'm at. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.